and welcome to Gearheads. So today on Gearheads, we're going to be working on Christian's Honda Accord. So tell us a little bit about this car.
So it's a 98 Honda Accord. It's got the 2.3 liter inline 4. It's got that VTEC. I got it for $3,000 from the dealership. It was really clean, owned by a grandma before this, and she took it to the dealership for pretty much everything. And so today we're going to be doing a tune-up. So we're going to be going through the things that need maintenance, things that have been hurting for a little while, and we're going to show you guys how to do it.
Cool, let's get to it.
All right, so first we're going to be pulling out the air filter. I bought a Spectre air filter, which is reusable, so we're going to pull that out and clean it. On here, it's very easy. Just pop those four. It's not that dirty, but I'm going to go ahead and clean it just because there's
rocks in there and stuff.
And some dead bugs, twigs.
Ew.
But, I mean, that side's clean, which is what's important. So for this, I bought this K&N filter cleaner and oil kit. So this is what we're gonna spray on after. This is what's we spray it on, we're gonna let it sit for a little bit, and then we'll spray it off with a hose, and then let it dry.
How much was this?
This kit was probably about like 10 bucks. This filter works just as well as the K&N, and it's about 30 bucks cheaper. All right, so we're just gonna spray this stuff all over the intake side of the filter, and then just let it sit for 10 minutes. All right, so it's been about 10 minutes, so we're gonna go ahead and spray all the gunk out and let it dry. So this is the air filter oil that came in the air filter recharger kit. These reusable air filters by like K&N and Spectre use oil as part of picking up dust and oil. All right, so now that the air cleaner is dry, we're gonna go ahead and put it back in. We're gonna go ahead and replace the plugs and wires. So when you replace the plugs, it's a good idea to replace the wires as well, because over time, and given how old this car is, they can build up impedance and corrosion, and it'll affect the performance and the amount of power that the spark plugs are getting. So we're gonna go ahead and do that now. So when you pull out these boots, it's a good idea to keep them in line with where they go, because you don't wanna lose your firing order.
So look.
The tip is almost gone, and it's worn at an angle. So they were in need of this.
Could be worse.
All right, so now that we got the spark plugs out, we're gonna go ahead and put the new ones in. I got these NGKs. I either got them off Amazon or Rock Auto, I can't remember. They're about the same price on both, but I tend to swing towards one or the other depending on shipping. So we're gonna go ahead and take them out. So the spark plug gap on this car is anywhere between 0.039 and 0.043. And I got this spark plug gapper, nifty, for like 50 cents from either O'Reilly's or AutoZone or Napa. And it's at 0.04 right now. So I'm gonna call that good.
Cool.
All right, so a lot of people recommend putting anti-seize on their spark plugs before putting them in. Now, that really depends on where you live. I've never put it on my spark plugs, and I've never had them seize up on me. So I'll leave that up to you.
That's it.
There's the click.
Cool.
All right, so while I'm at it and replacing the wires, I'm gonna go ahead and inspect the distributor cap and rotor. Now, I haven't noticed any issues from those, but it's just always a good idea to inspect them. And this was a 7mm. All right, so it's always a good idea to inspect your distributor cap and rotor while you're down here, and it's a good thing I did because there's a lot of carbon buildup on each of these contact points, and also on the rotor down here. So we called the local auto parts store, and they do have them in stock. So we're gonna run over there and grab them.
But we're not gonna run. We're gonna drive.
Question, tell me how you feel about this. Try to control me before you get it.
All right, so we went to O'Reilly's and we got a cap and rotor for $38. Now you can probably get it cheaper online, but I needed it tonight. So we're gonna go ahead and slap these on. All right, so replacing the cap is just pulling the screw out. Some of the rotors you can get are push on, but I like peace of mind. Cap wrong too.
No way.
Alright, you guys, so we just got back to reinstall the new rotor on the ignition coil, and it turns out that the cap that we also bought is wrong too. So we called the auto parts store. They're going to close in 2 minutes, but they said that they would stay open for us for just a few minutes. So we got to run all the way back across town, get the right cap, and then we should be good to go. So just a word to the wise, make sure that you're checking your parts after you buy them and make sure that they fit. I don't know why we're having so many problems with this. This car is very common, so just the fact that there's so many different parts is kind of frustrating. But like I said, make sure that you're getting the right parts the first time. That way you don't have to keep driving back and forth like we do.
All right, so these are the wires I got to put in. They're about $20. They're OEM replacement, and they'll do just fine for what I use the car for. There are NGKs out there. They're like $50 though, but they're a little bit overkill for what I'm using the car for. All right.
Good to go?
And we're good on that. All right, so next we're gonna do the belts. So I just got some cheap OEM replacement belts because it's just my daily driver, so I don't need anything high performance. They were about $10 to $12 for both off Rock Auto. And make sure on these that you do get the ones for power steering and for air conditioning, because there's plenty out there that only cover like power steering or AC or one or the other. So we're gonna show you how to do that right now. All right, so to replace the belts on this, you will have to take off one to get to the other. So the power steering one is first. And once we get that off, we'll be able to get to the main serpentine belt.
So strong.
Alright, you guys, so that's going to be it for this video. We just did a little bit of preventative maintenance on his Honda Accord. Now, a lot of these things are really good ideas, especially when your car starts to get a little bit older. And there's some stuff that Christian wanted to do and had saved up some parts for. Like I said earlier, word to the wise, make sure that you buy the right part the first time. That way you're not driving back and forth to the auto shop all night, because that really takes a lot of time out of your night or your day. Yeah, what else?
That's about it. And like I said, if this is your daily driver, you don't have to buy the highest end parts. Like just OEM replacement is probably best if it's just your daily driver. And yeah, like I said, and like Matt said, buy the right parts, or at least bring the parts with you, because that would have saved us a lot of time. But besides that, it went really smooth, and Anything else?
Yeah. If you guys have any questions, we didn't go into too much detail about this. Like I said, we're just doing a little bit of maintenance on the car. But if you do have any questions, especially for Christian, or if you have this car, go ahead and drop it down in the comments below. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Facebook if you've been watching our videos. We definitely have more stuff to come. And we also have a surprise for you. I just got a new car. It's not in the shop right now, but we're pretty excited to work on that in the next upcoming weeks. So don't forget to stick around. Other than that, don't forget, keep wrenching.